One way I like to look at it is like this. Life, it's this parade. We could either be the ones sitting on the side of the road, watching, pointing, waiting for everything to pass. In other words, spectators, to the whole world taking place in front of our eyes. Or, on the other hand, we could be the ones walking the streets, with our heads high and our eyes focused on only what's in front of us. The ones constantly moving forward, who never stop for a moment to look back and reconsider the path just traveled.
The Ringling Brothers and Barnum Valley Circus clowns and performers will be on the arena floor to sign the program before the show begins. Get your program autographed to make it your keepsake souvenir of the greatest show on earth.
Well, my name is Patsy Capilungo. My hobbies are circus model building, collecting elephants, and collecting circus books. When I was growing up, we had a large family. I had a brother that making life tough for me, right? So when Ringling Brothers came to Scranton to play, when they left that night, I was on the train with them.
Hi, my name is Armand Mondo Zangardi. I am here to extol and tell you of a friendship that is going into its 83rd year. It is between Patsy Capilungo, my dearest friend, and myself. One thing I need to tell you is that Patsy Capilungo is first and foremost a natural clown.
You want to know how I come back here? My father hired a detective named Carticello to trace a circus to grab me to take me back home.
In the meantime, Pat's mom and father became very frantic. Our son is gone, where is he? We have no idea, and they went to the Scranton police and asked for whatever help they could get.
He got me in New York State, in Binghamton, New York, he got me.
And the Ringling Brothers was appearing in Binghamton, New York. Away went Detective Carticello. He checked all the roughs Pat was not there. And then he got an inspirational thought, and he said, I'll check the clowns. When all the clowns came together, Pat had a wig on and a fake nose, rubberized ball, and of course some grease paint. And they were all singing and dancing, all the clowns. And he was perfect for the part. And finally, the detective said, Patsy, if you're one of these clowns, come here. And Pat didn't budge. And he said, now, Pat, he said, come here. I have something to tell you. Pat did not budge. A third time, he said, Pat, your mother needs you. And he ripped off the wig, pulled off his nose, And at that point in time, the detective grabbed Pat by the ear and twisted it. And they came back to Scranton on a train.
And that's how I got back home.
And I would say, without fear of contradiction, that Pat's display of circus memorabilia was probably, without question, one of the most amazing collections in our beautiful country. It astounded everyone. Models to scale was unbelievable. Memorabilia was absolutely wonderful. He had one room downstairs in his basement that had 5,000 elephants of all description. In the other room, which went in the other direction, in one corner stood a carousel horse, Black Beauty, magnificent. And all through these rooms, there was glass shelves that he installed, and he had memorabilia on every one of them. It was a fantastic thing.
This was the poster taken Madison Square Garden. All the clowns signed it for me. Yeah. I was the #1 fan for the circus, right? Yeah. I got so much stuff you see in the attic, Marty, you'll be amazed, right? Right. Look at that.
He had a sense of humor that was absolutely outrageous. He did a drunk act that was absolutely authentic. And my part in that, as the straight man, was that Pat would wander into the restaurant and wobble in drunk. And I would look at him and say, "Oh no, not you again," and pick him up by the seat of his trousers and throw him out in the road. Of course, all of the customers in the place knew what was going on. They got a big kick out of it. 2 or 3 minutes later, in wandered Pat again. "Oh, not again," I said, and once again I'd throw him out. And this went on for about a half hour, and everybody was entertained.
Model builders, circus fans, Historical Society, Elephant Collectors Club, Clowns of America, Carnival Society, American Carousel, the Bailey Ring, Robert Brothers, National, Clowns of America, Martin Circus, Old Timer Circus Club, Circus World, and the Windjammers. There you are. You never saw anything like that in your life. My daughter was a Keystone College. He was from Kuwait. The father was a sheik. And my daughter and another girl was teaching him how to speak English. He was going to become an engineer, right? And they got talking about spaghetti, you know. And my daughter Natalie said, would you like to come up some night for spaghetti? He says, yes. So when he came, and the thing behind you had about 200 elephants on them. So he's looking at them. He said, your father save elephants? My daughter says, yes, he does. I write my father sent him an elephant. Oh, I says, great. So about 2 weeks later, he tells my daughter, the elephant is going to come on the way now. Not a big one, but a small one. A live elephant. Oh my God, I said, you tell him, don't send no live elephant here. What am I going to do with a live elephant?
And one day what happened was, in wandered Pat, drunk, as a skunk. And I said, "Oh no, not you again." And I picked him up by the seat of the pants and I threw him out the front door of the restaurant. And a few minutes later, Pat wandered back in again. I said, "Not again." And I grabbed him by the seat of the pants and I threw him out again. The third time he wandered in, there was a screened police sergeant sitting on the end stool. And he said, "Mondo, this one's on me. I'll grab that little drunk." And Pat said, "Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm cold sober."
In grade school, I said, like I say, I tolerated it. With a big family, nobody could go to college, so we just did enough to do our passing grades, and that's what we did. And when 2 months at Tech High School, I joined 109th Infantry to get $1 a week.
Pat's preference was to be in the Air Corps, so he tried out for the Air Corps. And it turned out he just didn't make it. So they put him in the infantry.
December the 6th, we're bivouacking in Wheeling, West Virginia. Get up in the morning at the 8th, and they get, "Hear the news, Cap? What news? Jabs bombed Pearl Harbor last night. They turned us around and shipped us to Camp Livingston, Louisiana."
And the general said to him, "You know, soldier, you don't belong in the infantry. You belong in special services. You'll be appointed to special services to put on shows and skits for the soldiers." And this he did.
I tell you, I love it. I love it. In my days, it was a great hobby, and I love doing it, see?
We would, Pat and I both, go to the circus. In order to get into the circus, we had to feed the elephants and water them. I never knew that an elephant could drink so much water. Pat, in the meantime, not only fed the elephants, but when we finally got in, Pat would cavort with the clowns. It was unbelievable, and they loved him. Everybody loved him, and he put a show on that was spectacular.
This old guy, he had a cane and a basket, and he's going into the supermarket, Gary's supermarket. And I said, "Sir, let me help you." So I brought the basket in for him. He said to me, "When you get as old as me, you'll be like this." I said, "How old are you, sir?" He said, "I'm 68 years old." I said, "Get out." I said, "I'm 88. In July, I'm going to be 89. He said, "No, you're not." So he bet me $50. I want to get my driver's license to show him. Of course, he didn't give me the money. So maybe you deserve.
Thank you, Uncle Pat. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, good. Every morning, I get up at 4 o'clock. So the first thing I do when I get up is with my hands. I do 25 routines with my hand. My second routine is I do 25 of these with each arm. My third routine, this way 25. This arm 25. This arm in the back 25. This arm 25 in the back. Then I sit down and I do this 25 of these, one foot. 25 of these on the other foot. Then I put this foot up and I circle it around and 25. This foot here, circle around 25, right? Then I stand up and I do 25 push-ups, right? And then with my head, I do 25 this way and 25 the other way. And then my last routine is 25 over my neck with this hand and 25 over my neck with this hand. Yeah.
Finally, after 16 years in the service, from World War II to Korea, his wife Fran, who was a very lovely lady, said to him, "Pat, it's time we go home and start planning our family.
I tell you, I married the most beautiful girl in the world. And she's been at the Creed Cemetery in the chapel. She's buried in the chapel. I go every day to visit her. And my daughter, Mary Jo, tells me, Dad, why do you go up there every day? She's not there. She's probably upstairs, you know. But I go anyway, you know, make me feel good. And then what I like about this is since she's there, 7 years now, the candles are burning. Every time the candles are always burning. And I always talk to her when I go in. I'll say to her, Fran, I'm here. So one day the guy was cleaning where they say the prayers in the chapel. When I open it, they give you a key. I go in. I said, Fran, I'm here. And the guy said, what'd you say? I couldn't believe it. I thought Fran answered me, but it was the guy. So what'd you say? He said the hell out of me. and I got a big kick out of that, yeah.
In essence, what I'm saying, God did me a wonderful turn when he gave me Pat Capilungo as my friend. My friendship for Pat, which I'm privileged to have, will last me the rest of my life to its end.
Like I say, nobody wants to die, right? But when your turn comes, St. Peter spins the wheel. And if your name comes up, no matter where you are, you're going. Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah. No, I had a good life. I had a wonderful wife, 2 beautiful daughters, wonderful grandchildren. And like I say, if my time comes to go, I've had a good life. I was happy.
Or on the other hand, we could be the ones walking the streets, with our heads high and our eyes focused on only what's in front of us. The ones constantly moving forward, who never stop for a moment to look back and reconsider the path just traveled.